Hello, everybody, and welcome to this weirdly rodent-themed Thanksgiving episode of the Controller Slot B podcast. You know how this works by now. I'm here and Rat's here. It's the usual crew, but also Andronious is here. He's a person. He exists.
Hello, that's me.
You gotta catch him with a twist every now and again. Co-host Rat, how you doing? What's going on? Before we fully introduce our guest here,
we had to go ahead and get we recruited Andronious in order to go and eat the turkey. I can't eat a 16-pound turkey by myself, so we got Andronious in.
Rat, I've seen you before. Yes, you absolutely could. You just have to put your mind to it.
Oh, that reminds
son
me.
of a bitch! I can't believe you called me out on that.
There's a fucking burger place nearby that offers a free meal if you can eat like 10 orders of fries alongside a 15-pound burger, and I'm tempted. I'm very tempted.
Where
I
is
would
that
die.
place?
It's
10 orders of fries.
10 orders of fries. If I remember right, it might be more or less, but it's around 10.
Yeah, but if you fuck up, you're gonna be paying $270 for a 15-pound burger and 10 orders of fries.
Yeah,
10
exactly.
I would just die. No, that's the challenge by itself is 10 orders of fries. I couldn't do that.
Oh,
no,
you have to get a
that's
large drink down also.
Challenge pissing.
Challenge pissing. Gotta get it 6 feet.
Oh my god.
Or it doesn't count.
What's challenge pissing? If you can piss 6 feet up into the air straight up and not get wet, I won't sign my alimony check.
Lord.
Oh, no, is that 6 feet from the ground or 6 feet from the tip?
I have to. Well, you know, that depending on the person, that might be hard. I don't know.
I honestly think I would rather take the challenge pissing over trying to eat 10 orders of fries. I don't think I think I can succeed in the challenge pissing over that.
You have to pee straight up though, and not get wet.
Yeah, it can't be like in an arc. Gotta get like a 16, or not 16 feet, Jesus, a 6 foot.
Can I just poke a hole in an umbrella? Would that count?
You know what? It's not set in the rules, but
I mean, hey, look, you gotta be creative when it comes to challenge pissing.
Yeah, challenge pissing does not have a lengthy rule book.
if you can dock a Type 9 in under 15 seconds and not die...
Oh goodness, this episode's starting quite wet and wild. I'm enjoying it. I'm very
excited for one of the topics, but we'll get into that later.
I'm glad I'm a guest, and the first thing I get to talk about is challenge pissing.
Oh
yeah, welcome to it.
Yeah, welcome to the history of this podcast. So, Andrew, introduce yourself. Run through your life story. Go for it.
Okay, well, hi, my name's Andronious. I am a mouse. I'm a furry gay streamer on Twitch, and God help you if you watch my content. That's about it.
Controversial. I like it.
Yep. I have this strange cult following that I swear to God has come out of nowhere, and I'm shocked that I have been growing at whatever pace the world has decided to follow me with. It's been interesting. It's been a wild, strange ride.
Yeah.
Hello, is this thing on?
So how are streams going? How's that going? I don't get to talk to other people about streaming much outside of Rat. What's going on?
Oh well, I mean, it's been pretty good. I mean, I'm probably the most inconsistent streamer as far as like scheduling and everything. I usually start around like 11 o'clock Eastern, and I have like my strange like I always the way I always kind of like introduce myself to other people whenever they raid me and stuff is like I'm a variety streamer. Ugh. Like I don't know why. Every time I've ever heard somebody introduce themselves as a variety streamer, I've always kind of cringed a little bit. So I like to play off that and just like, yeah. But other than that, like, no, I mean streams have been going surprisingly very well. I've had a lot of like really solid supporters. Like, it baffles me, man. Like, I don't know how I want to put this into words. Basically, it's like, I don't know. I'm a nerd. I play video games. I've been playing video games all my life.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've been like finding other people that kind of like resonate with this and just want to occasionally throw money at me for whatever reason. It's been nice. It's been really good. And I try to be honest. I try to be like down to earth. I try to like talk and have good conversations with people, or just randomly like freak out in the middle of like playing a fucking game. But it's been going like surprisingly really well. I don't know. I'm still shocked it's been as good as it is, honestly.
Nice. Wait, you're telling me other people play video games?
I know, it's surprising.
Holy cow! I thought I was the only one.
That's not real. Stop talking about it. That's not real. That's fake.
We're diving into conspiracy theories way too soon in the podcast.
Listen, we reserved that for the After Dark podcast, which you can't get anymore because we've been banned on Spotify.
Yeah.
But OnlyFans though, OnlyFans, we've got that.
For $5, you can go ahead and get any rat picture of a rat foot. All you.
Yeah, bring in the
Access
rat
to
feet.
Telegram, you might also have that.
Oh. Yeah, you gotta get with my friends before you can get with my feet. I understand.
God, every time somebody, I don't have much of a history with Telegram because I'm not an affront to God. But
What, you don't want those stickers, motherfucker?
Every time someone mentions Telegram, I'm like, what are you, fucking from 1865? What are you telegramming people for?
Okay, Telegram is basically the what's chat for furries. It's so like convenient because it's just like, because so like Facebook has converted to this whole thing with old people. Old people eat Facebook now. That's their whole thing. All right.
I'm glad old people hate Facebook, to be honest.
Too.
No,
they
eat it. They consume it. It's like they're the new thing now. So the young people used to take Facebook, then old people took over, and now we don't use that anymore. So and then now old people are taking over what's chat. So we don't use that anymore. Now we have Telegram. Telegram's our last like hideout of like shenanigans, and it's too furry for most average people to go into because they see all these stickers of these strange anthropomorphic creatures with their shirts off, and they're like, "What is this?" So that kind of like keeps them away from that channel, at least.
There's been a couple of I've seen a couple of moms join Telegram.
Oh God, Grandma found the Telegram page.
Yeah, let me go ahead and show you my my sticker collection. At least 5 of them have some rat dude's taint on it. Yeah, sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's after that point they start thinking maybe I shouldn't use this app, and then they just start walking away. Hopefully.
We just need to go. Don't be shy. Put it out there. There you go. Put a sticker down of some dude's abs. Then it's like, oh well, no. I understand where this is going.
This is not a Christian app, is this?
Buddha would not be pleased.
No. I love Telegram. It's a great little app.
I keep thinking that I feel like I've missed Telegram. I feel like I've missed Telegram as far as a app goes because I have not touched Telegram at all. But I don't care. Whatever.
I mean, it's convenient. It's good if you just like. A lot of furries tend to use it because of the stickers and everything, and it's been like I don't know. It's kind of it's a better messenger in my opinion. Like again, Messenger is tied to Facebook, and Facebook is an affront to God and all holy creation. Mm-hmm. So the fact that there is that alternative that's kind of nice and a little bit lightly underground, I think that's a little bit better in my opinion.
Yep, and I think the other odd thing is that we'll have to see how things go because Discord is currently betaing stickers.
Oh,
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Like right now, there's a pack of stickers you can just get that are Discord themed, and they're cute. They're cute as hell, right? But it's very noticeably laying the framework for something later on.
Yeah. How long until I can put my nuts on one? That's the real question.
You can send your nuts to me at any given time. Will I appreciate it? Absolutely not.
It's not welcomed, but you can do it.
You can just do it. Like I'm not gonna call you out, and I'm not gonna cancel you on MySpace. But
Little did you know, he's probably just has his server a picture of his nuts as an emote, just ready to just spread.
Just ready to drop at any time.
There's a 25 by 25 pixel spread of this boy's nuts.
It's strangely detailed. I've got a keyboard macro for it.
Oh wow, that's really out there. How'd you manage that?
Well, it was hard, but I'm not allowed to use the 5 on my numpad anymore.
Oh no.
That's a very convenient Stream Deck button. Just nuts. I was like, why the fuck do you have that?
Who's posting nuts in the stream chat?
And it's just you. You're the one fucking yourself up.
It's just him. Just
me.
I have five different accounts that are secretly me, and they're all gonna spam my nuts emote.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hi, new user to the chat. I want you to go ahead and type !nutbot into the chat real quick.
Oh Lord.
What? Actually, controller floppy.
Actually, no. Funny you say that. There was this moment that I had the other day because I'm in the fighting game community and all that. And I was watching one of the servers was BlazBlue tag, and there were just 5 people with different pickle icons, just sitting in the Switch chat room, like the Nintendo Switch chat room for it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there?
That's a curse.
Some kind of
I don't
pickle
know.
cult?
I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan.
I don't know. One was named like zucchini, one was pickle, one was like some other. They were all cucumbers of some sort, and it was just I was looking at it, and you can't enter it. You know, if you enter it, something terrible is gonna happen on you. You're gonna have some kind of curse placed upon you from like some ancient circle of hell.
They'll send a plague into your crops. Yeah.
You'll be turned into a pickle. It's gonna be hilarious.
No, oh no! Like
Funniest thing I've
fear
ever
that
seen.
shit. Oh my god, it's weird, man. The internet's full of fucking weird shit.
The internet is so odd, and
It's
nowhere is
disgusting
it
and
odder,
beautiful.
in my opinion. Nowhere is it odder, in my opinion, than VR chat. Like, I want to hop into this topic because this topic exists. Welcome to Brett's weekly VR chat talk.
Yeah. Last week was VR chat Kmart.
Yeah, last week was VR chat Kmart, which is a whole thing that you just have to listen to the episode to find out, because that'll turn into like a 30-minute discussion. But VR
Definitely
chat's
look
an
into it.
odd place. If you were to tell me that exact same story about men in pickle avatars just sitting around, I would believe it. I would believe that happened in VR chat. And in fact, I run into something similar every single day. Yeah, what's up?
Can I tell you something? I have an absolute irrational or potentially rational fear of VR chat. There's something about it that I almost refuse to get a VR headset and actually download VR chat, because I feel like if I ever do, I'm not going to come out, and it terrifies me.
And then you wake up and you spent $300 on a custom commission of an avatar, and
This is exactly what Rat was telling me last week. He's like, if I get into this, I'm probably not coming back out of it.
Yeah, like it's just like, well, to be fair, Rat's like whole like aesthetic is basically him already in VR, so he's already halfway. So like,
yeah, he's already in the poop zone.
Listen,
yeah.
Proper gene tailoring. I will be a rat.
Yeah.
But no, man, like it's a fear. Like I legitimately like don't know if I ever want to get into VR chat, because then I'm gonna see all these like cute, awesome models, and I'm gonna think, wait, why should I hang out with real people when I can hang out with real people on the internet?
Exactly.
And then I feel like I'm not gonna like ever get out of it.
Exactly. Why hang out with real, actual people who are disgusting when you can hang out with extremely cute people who happen to be also ugly people with big mounds of plastic on their head behind a cute character?
I thought it was just gonna be titty, but do you, man.
It is titty sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to get into that. There's like a whole side for that, but I kind of dodge it.
Brett is like, I kind of want to get into that.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
Yeah. But VR chat is a great thing, and I recommend it to anyone. And I understand your fear, considering I've already fallen down that rabbit hole, and I don't get on during the day, because during the day it's mostly children.
I didn't know that,
mostly
actually.
like children ages like 6 to like 14, children that should not be allowed to be on VR chat unsupervised.
Wait. There's 6-year-olds on VR chat. Is that an actual thing?
I swear to God, I ran up to this kid and I'm like, how old are you? It is 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and you're on VR chat. How old are you? And he goes, oh, I'm 7. And I'm like, what? Why?
I feel
Who
like
allowed this?
I feel like that's some stupid rich like parent that's just like, here, have this, and then they just shove them into that world, and God, can you imagine that? Like, I want you to like, okay, let's put the perspective goggles on for a 2nd. All right, I grew up with a fucking little like plastic pacang gun for the Nintendo,
Right.
and the like my little controllers, and I was content and happy. And now you're having children growing up in VR chat, and I I don't know. I'm worried.
Like, looking back, I grew up on like YouTube poop and stuff, and like old
Oh, YT.
Newgrounds animations. So like that's a whole like that was damaging to an extent. But
Oh, yeah.
I cannot imagine going through growing up around the same types of content today, but I have to be in the content. Like that
Yeah,
doesn't. That feels like it's gonna ruin some kids.
Yeah, oh, for sure, absolutely. Unrelated note, I also grew up during the Newgrounds era, and Newgrounds has destroyed at least 3 of my computers.
Oh boy.
There we go.
And by
Oh,
mine, I mean my
boy.
parents, because that's how that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Did I ever tell you the rat about that story?
No, we haven't.
Okay, so first and foremost, if you ever go on Newgrounds, never play the just released games ever, because that's where people used to hide. Like, this is one of the reasons why Flash is banned now. Like Flash is going away because freaking Flash like transferred these viruses onto computers. So I had a virus once that basically. Okay, it was one of those like pop-up ad viruses that like you had to like basically close an ad that would pop up every like hour or so. And there was a little thing, like a little icon on the bottom right of your computer, or my computer at the rather, that said, "Hey, download this antivirus. You have 12 days to download this antivirus." And I'm like, "What? Why would you give me a limited time to download an antivirus? That doesn't make any sense to me." So I'm like, okay, whatever. And all it would do is give a pop up every now and then, every like hour or 2 hours, whatever.
Mhm.
As the days progressed, the pop up started to pop up a little bit more and more frequently. It went from being like an hour to every like 50 minutes, then every 45 minutes, and like the day winds out. It's like, oh, you have 11 days, 10 days, 9 days, and the pop ups would go faster and more and more. Uh, really strange and interesting virus when I look back on it. So as we're getting down to like 2 days remaining, like pop-ups every like literally 5 minutes. It's just spamming your computer. Just last day, it was like almost unloadable. Nothing like almost everything was freezing except that one pop-up. The pop-up was like the one thing that was just like, or sorry, not the pop-up. The icon was just like always blaring at you. Hey, download this. Today's your last day. Day 0 happens, and the computer is running perfectly fine, as if nothing was on it. It was all good. It was really strange. It was really bizarre. Okay. So I'm like, oh shit, everything's good. I'm playing my Ragnarok online. Everything's fine and dandy. It's good shit. Turn off the computer.
Uh-oh.
Open the computer. OS will not load. No BIOS,
Oh,
no nothing.
no.
Just says operating system will not load. That's it.
Bye-bye Windows Vista.
but like there was no BIOS. There was no way to reset it. There was no way to do anything. This is the first thing that would pop up the second you open the computers. OS will not load. And that's a
Yeah.
bricked. That's a bricked computer. That's it. There's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
Nice virus, kid. Check this one out.
Oh boy.
Check
It was-
this sweet one out, kid.
It was so fascinating. I was legitimately like in awe of it. Granted, again, my parents were probably not. They had to buy a new computer, but yeah, like there was no way to fix it. Like you couldn't put in a Windows disk. Like back then, if your computer got like really bad on the viruses, you would just like reset the whole thing and just start it from scratch. But you couldn't do that with this one. There was like nothing you could do. Fucking fascinating. Newgrounds, man.
Yeah.
Good
The
shit.
things it would do to you.
Mhm. And I'm sure it was from
Nope.
that. There was no other strange site that I went to that I know of, aside from the occasional porn. But
Yeah, we're all. It happens.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
VR chat.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
sorry,
looping
yes,
back
my-
around.
yeah.
Alright.
Listen, I was hungry about that. I was very interested in where that was going. But
Same.
No, sorry.
It was a
You're
very
fine.
fun detour. I love when the show detours because that means we fill 20 minutes and don't empty out the topic list.
Awesome.
Didn't have to do shit. Didn't have to do shit. Didn't have to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
just hear
going
me
great
ramble
so
on
far.
forever.
I've had to speak like 3 times total.
This is a lot different from what usually happens, where I have to go ahead and not speak at all. where Brett has to speak all the time
Yeah.
because I'm tired.
Having a third
So-
man on might actually be useful, right? Shit.
Oh, Beans. Hey, you want to come back next week?
Yeah, you want to
We
just
need-
sorry, I forgot to mention that the part of being a guest on this podcast includes becoming a host, as Rat may entail you.
Oh God, it's a trap. A mouse
You,
trap.
you are not allowed to leave.
No,
Yeah, no, we need you here. We need you here all the time now.
As the
Well, I
trail
mean,
of
I'm-
cheese leading out of this Discord call may have told you, you're trapped here now.
forever.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you think for one goddamn second that I was gonna go ahead and let you leave, I've got bad news for you, dude.
Well, look, I work in an IKEA, so I'm already kind of used to this.
Oh,
You're
Beans,
already used to being stuck.
I kind of want to work in an IKEA.
It's not a bad place to work. Real talk, it's actually pretty nice. It's just, you
Do
know,
you get free
there's-
meatballs?
no,
Yeah, but
you
motherfucker-
don't get free meatballs.
Yeah.
all right?
Oh,
What's the
God damn
point?
it. Then I've been,
You get them
I've been
discounted.
lied to.
I would take meatballs over pay any day.
Are you sure?
I mean, they pay actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, it's like
IKEA does pay pretty good.
like almost like Costco good. It's pretty nice.
Really?
Almost like
Oh no,
Costco.
Costco's like god tier on the
Yeah,
pay charts.
Costco's
All
like
right.
$22 in it.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
we're not
Jesus.
quite there. All right. Like I
That's
wish.
still ridiculous. That's still a ridiculous amount of pay for like a cashier job or whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't understand how they do it, but yeah, IKEA does it pretty decently.
All right.
Sorry, were we talking about VR chat at
We
some
were
yeah,
point?
let's
talking
talk
about
about
VR
VR
chat. I was looking back around. Speaking of pay, for $10 a month, starting in a few months, whenever it gets out of open beta, you can have access to VR Chat Plus. It's a
Right, what is this VR chat plus? Sorry.
All right, so yeah, I was getting into that, but VR Chat Plus is
VR
VR,
Chat
Chat,
Plus.
except it's Discord Nitro for VR Chat. Basically, you get a custom little user icon. You get stuff like a little nameplate badge saying that you're a VR Chat Plus member. There's not a whole lot yet, but it's gonna get better. They say that this is baseline, and they're gonna add more stuff before it goes public. So nothing's final yet, but it looks really cool. And in fact, it is really cool because I joined the open beta for like a day because the open beta kind of stinks because when you're in the open beta, they don't mention until you've already signed up for it that once you're in the open beta version of VR Chat, you cannot see or interact with people who are not in the open beta. You have joined the ivory tower and you are not allowed to talk to anyone at the bottom unless you climb back down. So
Interesting.
just to see what was available, I joined the open beta, and it's looking good. It's looking good. The game feels less like it's held together with duct tape and loose screws, but it's still VR Chat, so I wouldn't get my hopes up. But
Isn't that the appeal though? That the game is like meant to be held up with duct tape and shit.
yeah, kind of. And VR Chat, less of a game, more of a platform, because like I don't want to compare it to Gary's Mod because it's such a different community to Gary's Mod, but like it's very open about, hey, once you get to a certain in-game level, once you get to user rank, you're able to just throw whatever you want in there. You want to make a character to be? Go ahead, do it. You want to make a world? Be it. Do it. Go.
I think a lot of people compare VR chat to more like a Second Life. I think that's like
Yeah.
what the one that most people do
We were
that
openly
with.
comparing it to Second Life last week with VR Chat Kmart Talk, but
We were just doing that yesterday, yeah. The last
Yeah.
time.
yesterday.
It feels like yesterday. Like a dream.
It was 5 minutes ago. Little does the audience know, these get released every week, but they're recorded ahead of time. We just take a week out of our schedule and just sit down and non-stop record episodes. As soon as this episode
Non-stop.
starts, the recording for episode 22 has already begun.
Imagine just friggin' everything we do from this point on is recorded. We have no free will. Help.
It is part of the podcast. We are in the simulation. This is a Black Mirror episode. Enjoy.
If you thought Ready Player 2 was bad, just wait till you get to controller slot B.
Yeah.
We're the store brand of podcasts.
Yeah. We are Costco Podcast.
Kirkland, yeah.
Yeah.
Kirkland nuts.
we're Controller Slot Joe, the Trader Joe's off-brand of Controller Slot B.
I'd eat that up. I'd eat that up.
Dude.
So
The nice brand, if you would.
Yeah.
So my nice friend, Jesus. So my understanding is that so VR Chat Plus, the entire thing is that it's $10 a month. You get 100 new favorites that you can just have.
Yeah.
And
See,
swap
your
between
favorite
whatever.
list is limited to 16. When
Okay.
you find 16 characters you like, you can add them as you go to your list. But 16 is the maximum, unless you use a modded client like me, and you're not supposed to do that. But this updates it to 100, so you can save 100 of them just to become at any time through a menu instead of having to go and find them again.
So if you've got way too much money and you've been spending it on all these avatars, boy, do we have the product for you.
Yeah, if you're the one to upload the avatar, there's no limit to how many you can upload. You can upload as many as you like. But, like, if you find a bunch of them you like in the world, obviously there's no search function. But, like, if you find one you like in the world, you can just throw it down and exist.
Damn.
Switch over to
pretty
it
crazy.
at any time. Yeah.
Huh.
Alright. So, what do we think about this? Waste of money? Stupid in any way?
Go on.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, I mean, obviously, okay, so I'm speaking from a person who has no VR chat experience whatsoever. It sounds useful for those people who are on the app probably way too fucking much, but for somebody like me who's never touched it, I don't think I'm going to be needing that anytime soon. But still, not a bad option. I mean, how much is it again?
It's $9.99 a month, so $10.
That's a waste of money, but I don't know. Maybe again, if you use it more often than not, then it's probably going to be a good one. I ain't paying $10 a month for that, but that's me. I don't even have VR chat.
But you've got to think. For me, it's too much money for not enough features. If they inflate this and add a bunch of cool shit that I want in it, I'll get it, because I play the game every single night. Like every night from like around 9 or 10 p.m. to like 2 or 3 in the morning, I'm in. And even for me, this is just too much money, not enough features. But for some people, I'm excited because the money goes straight back into development. So that's going to be a huge pay increase. Because I know people personally who are like, hell yeah, I'll buy it, because these are the same people who pay $500 for full body tracking to go with their already $400 or $500 VR headset. $1,000 if they bought the Index.
Jesus,
so
friggin' VR chat's going to be putting people in debt.
Yeah.
I mean, again, probably good, and for it to be able to support the game, that's awesome. That's always great. But yeah, I would have to see more features. I would definitely have to see something else for that to be for me. $10 a month is already a lot, so I don't know.
Yeah, like Discord Nitro is barely worth $10 a month for some people. Like, and it's $10, isn't it, or is it 12?
Wait. It's $10 a month for Nitro?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I believe it's right around that same price point. But you could get like a Netflix or like a Hulu or a streaming service for that much, which, like, I don't know. I could buy a good meal for $10. I'm not sure I want to waste $10 on VR chat yet.
Listen, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Let me break this down.
I'm listening.
Go for it.
Come here.
All ears.
Everyone, come over here. Gather around, kids.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if anyone wants to be the little spoon, you can come here. Okay.
All right.
Listen. Ooh, yes. All right. So perfect. All right. Listen, I've had a recurring RuneScape membership for 3 years.
Oh
How-
God.
Do I know how long I've played RuneScape? It's probably in the single-digit hours.
Ooh.
So, to be honest, are there worse ways to spend money? Absolutely not. So if you feel like it, God, if you feel like if you can go ahead and find yourself doing whatever you want with VR chat. If you have 100 avatars, whatever, enjoy. Put that down. Put it up. Put it on the shelf. Put that little badge that you have there and say, I'm supporting VR chat. And you know what? That's cool. And sometimes we all just want 100 pairs of anime titty, and VR chat just lets you have that. Sometimes more. Who knows? I'm not in charge of that.
And maybe one Beppis. One Beppis.
One whole Beppis.
Yeah.
One full Beppis. So you can have that. You can have at least one of those.
I do want to mark a final note on this and bring up the fact, then this may change your opinion. So there's a very popular mod for VR chat called EMMVRC, and what it does is it allows you to search for avatars directly through a search function, and it has like an index of all the public ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows you to favorite as many as you want, completely unlimited compared to the base game.
Okay.
And this is a completely free mod. Granted, you're not supposed to do this because it allows you to like no clip and stuff, but I don't use it for that. So, but if you're stupid about it and you're using like speed and no clip and just running around the map at 50 miles an hour through walls, you're gonna get banned. But like, as long as you use it subtly, nobody really cares at all. And I'm afraid that this is gonna lead to them cracking down on that now that they're kind of having like a paid market now for that sort of deal.
Yeah, like if you're making a paid service for something that people are doing for free, either one of two things is gonna happen. Either the company's gonna be like, "Hey, stop it," or people are just gonna download the free version because they'll be like, "Hey, I can do this for free already."
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if they start cracking down on that.
Yeah, they need to do some more stuff that I can't already do.
Pretty much. That's fascinating, though.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing, and I can't wait to see what it's like when it's finalized, and maybe my opinion will be completely different in like 3 or 4 weeks when it comes up again. But for right now, that's just where I stand, and I don't know about you guys, but that's just my opinion on the whole thing.
No, it sounds good. How dare you? Like I said, I still have to get into VR chat myself, so I'm down to see where it goes. If they aren't really making like decent money as far as isn't VR chat free? Is it?
VR chat is a free game. I believe they have some sort of support thing in place already, but it's kind of hard to get into. So like doing it this way is better because it allows more people more openly to support the game.
Yeah, if that's the kind of the important takeaway on it is that, you know, if it gives these guys who've made this service already free the ability to make money at a non-required basis, then yeah, that's fine. I mean, I think that's perfectly okay.
Mm-hmm. Rad, any final thoughts before we move ahead?
Let's go ahead and move ahead. As much as I care about VR chat, I also don't own VR chat.
Fair.
But I think I'm gonna make that a change today.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Oh boy. Black Friday's coming up. Quest 2 might be on sale. Original model quests are like way cheaper right now. Used anyway.
The only quest I care about is Quest 64.
Ooh.
Now, how dare you? How dare you bring that name up in my house?
You've pinned Rat's old man bone.
What, do you not like Quest 64?
I fucking love Quest 64, are you kidding me?
Oh my god, Quest 64 is like the most underrated N64 game ever created in the history of man.
Was it a good game? Fuck no.
No, it was terrible, but it was unique, and that's what mattered. You can make your guy, you know, be if I remember correctly, you could pick which element you wanted to like focus into, and they were all bad, but it didn't matter because you're playing Quest 64.
There's a hard mode which is just using water and earth, and it's considered the worst combination.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute worst one. Hey, what's our next topic? We can't get sucked into this.
I can. I mean, that's.
I mean,
my
you totally
podcast
could if
now,
you felt like
apparently.
it. Yeah, we're handing the keys over to Andro. Next week we will not be seen.
Yeah. We can't talk about Quest 64 all night. It's not upcoming news.
All right then, let's talk about upcoming news. Which topic are you fond of right now, Rat? Pick one off the list.
So listen, I don't know what we're doing with that one in the number 2, but what is the Big House Smash tournament? I've never heard of it.
God, this shit.
Boy. All right.
Oh.
So, the Big House is a tournament for fighting games, not only Smash, but also games like Rivals of Aether, Skullgirls, games like that. Just general fighting games. And they host a tournament every year. You know what a fighting game tournament is. It's a fighting game tournament.
Andrew knows exactly what a fighting game tournament is.
I go to those.
Yeah, and the Big House is primarily Smash. Like, that's the big thing usually, but like, it's side stuff. Anyway, and so this year, because 2020, they don't want to do a public, they don't want to do like an in-person big event tournament. They wanted to do an online-only tournament. And for Smash Melee to get online recently, they're not Big House directly, but there's somewhat recently there was NetPlay developed for Smash Melee, and
Rollback NetPlay to be specific.
Yeah, through a mod called Slippy. And what happened was Nintendo saw them, Big House decided, hey, we're gonna use this mod so that we can do Melee at the tournament online instead of having to do it in person. Like that way we can line it up with every other game and still be able to do Melee, because Melee's a huge draw. And Nintendo was like, hey, it's about cease and desist time, I'd say, because you're allowing people and encouraging people to use emulated copies of the game, which is theft, and it's not. Don't let me get into this. I will spend an hour here. But also, you're using a modded copy of the game, and that's a big no-no. Don't do that. You're not able... In fact, screw your whole tournament. You're not allowed to do this year. And so they just canned the whole tournament on their behalf with threat of legal action.
The entire tournament.
The entire tournament.
Yep, whole thing.
Whole thing. Even though there were only
Hungry
2
Box,
Smash
are you
games out of
okay?
like 5 or 10 games or something. There's
Hungry
way
Box-
more games at this tournament than just Smash, even though Smash is a huge draw. But
Yeah, of course.
Jesus.
I think Huggy Brox did actually comment on it, but I don't know what the hell he said.
He
Of
did,
course
but
Hungry
I
Box
don't
is gonna
have it
comment on
right
it.
here.
I really like Hungry Box. He's a cool
Mhm.
dude. I like him. I can't believe they threw bread at him one year.
Oh, yeah.
And
Didn't somebody throw somebody threw a crab at him.
It was half a raw crab. What is that? Why did that happen?
Who just had a crab ready to throw at a moment's notice?
One
you imagine-
crazy mofo. He just
Can you
had it.
imagine? Was it
God.
raw or was it cooked?
Smash players
it
won't
was-
put on deodorant, but they'll carry a crab around a convention.
Ah! That's
It
why
had to smell.
it had to smell.
It
But
had
like,
to.
So it was a raw ass crab. Why a crab?
Because crab.
On the topic itself, so
Mm-hmm.
I spoke about it a little bit briefly on my stream too for that one, and it was one of those things that Nintendo's kind of known for being the fun police, which is really
Mhm.
ironic because they're supposed to be the fun company. But God forbid you ever do anything that requires anything that Nintendo doesn't officially sanction, they get really pissed off. Like,
Even if you're doing it when they officially sanction it, they get pissy sometimes. If I had a dime for every time a story like this came up onto my docket, I would be a millionaire.
start charging dimes for the podcast.
Exactly. Got a nickel and dime the viewers.
Hey kid, come here. Listen, I got some of this for you. Check this out. And they open up the shady dude opens up his cloak, and it's just a bunch of emulated copies of Smash.
On like USB flash drives.
Flash drives, CDs. He even got it on a Betamax. The biggest Betamax you've ever seen.
He's just carrying it around in his coat. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. And he's like, "Hey kid, check this out. I know you got the cash for this, but kid, look at this. Look at this." And it's just a big fucking Betamax.
You know, what really irks me about it is that like there's no real feasible way for somebody to actually like host Melee properly without like some kind of let's say somebody actually decides, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna get 12 GameCubes, like 12 coax cables, like some other CRTVs, and like all this extra shit.
Melee
But,
tournaments
like-
are single-handedly keeping the LAN party industry alive.
Like how the fuck? Like it could theoretically be done because the GameCube does have online capabilities, as anybody
Mhm.
who's played Phantasy Star Online can probably tell you. But it's
keyboard
like
controller.
yeah, and it would probably run smoother than Smash on the Switch. But it's still like God, I don't know. Nintendo's such a fucking a sore when it comes to that stuff. It's such a pain.
Nintendo needs to fire their entire legal team immediately. And it's not even a legal thing, it's a culture thing. Now that I remember, cuz like Japanese companies have like completely different policies about this sort of thing, about like fan works and stuff, and apparently it's just normal over there. But Jesus Christ, get with the times. Why? Nintendo makes me ashamed to say I like Nintendo sometimes. They really do.
Well, they also get pissed at like anytime something leaks, like all these N64 beta leaks that have been coming out lately with what was it, like Super Mario 64, all of its like beta coding coming out, so you hear like the way the game was developed. Like Nintendo got like legitimately upset when that shit started coming out, and all like the beta Pokemon too. They're like, no, you can't see our works in progresses, only our final stuff. It's just like, guys, chill. We like this stuff. No, and, you know, is I don't know what it is. There's something about them that they just get pissed at all this shit.
They're just so out of touch. Like, I could understand, right? I could understand if they spent years working on a game and it is yet to release and the whole thing leaks out on the internet. I can understand being pissed at that. But a game from like 20 years ago that you are not making money on anymore should not bother you this heavily. It really shouldn't. Because it's not like anybody's going to package and sell Super Mario 64 in 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Nintendo did that.
Oh, right.
Why are you so spicy? Jesus!
That was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't even throw sass in there intentionally. I just realized, shit, they really did do that, didn't they? Without any modification. It's not like somebody would just not modify Super Mario 64 and publish it out for no good reason for $60. Oh, wait!
And that it could run on a Dolphin emulator.
Super Mario Sunshine on the Switch is fun, though. Mario 64 I'm not as up about, because you can get a copy of Mario 64 used for like $20 or $30, and it's cheaper than that on the eShop. For like a virtual console.
It's even cheaper on a Dolphin emulator.
It is. It is indeed. Like, at this point, most of the games that Nintendo gets so pissy about, like Mario 64, outside of ports, the original version of that game is considered abandonware. Like, it's been 20 years, they haven't touched it, it's been out, it's not on shelves anymore, technically abandonware, we can do whatever the hell we want with it. It's a copyright issue. Yeah. More than anything. The copyright is the only legal grounds they have, and I don't want to get into the copyright talk, because I can talk about why copyright law is way too outdated for an internet age for, like, ever.
Ooh, you would love Twitch and their DMCA policies.
Oh, we talked about that last week, and I had to hold back a little bit, because that would have been an hour-and-a-half podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad we didn't talk about it that long. But I guess at the end of the day, you know, the thing is that Nintendo gets what they need out of their legal team, or I guess I should say what they want out of their legal team. So whatever happens at this point is just whatever. It's G fucking G, whatever. If that's really your concern, if that's what you're doing right now, then well, you got what you wanted, right?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna chill out eventually, but like the problem is that Nintendo has a market on nostalgia, right? And because of its massive market on the nostalgia, you're looking at like thousands and thousands of dollars of revenue. Excuse me, I'm being fucking stupid. You're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue just because they're like, hey, do you remember this thing? And people will throw their entire pile of cash that they have underneath their bed in order to go and touch like Kirby for Game Boy or whatever. They did it for they've made like Zero Mission Samus and a bunch of other games too. There's no reason for them to stop because it's a cash cow, right? And the moment that someone encroaches in on that, well, beans. There's no other company that cashes in on nostalgia as hard as Nintendo, and that's why we hear about Nintendo as much as we do.
Yeah. I mean, to kind of counter that point a little bit, the only thing that I'm like, I agree with you on that like 100%, but I see the opposite side of that with freaking Sonic and Sega, because like Sega will do that. Sega will like cash its cow when it needs to for Sonic, but they don't give a shit if people do like fan projects and like little things on the side here and there. They're perfectly fine with people using Sonic for whatever bullshit little mini flash game that you want them to. So like, I don't know. I kind of wish Nintendo would pick up that side of things instead of like being the corporate assholes that they've been on some of that stuff.
Listen,
Because
excuse me,
Yeah.
continue.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something stupid, and I will still say it's stupid, but continue.
all right. Well,
I finished my part on that.
yeah, I was about to jump into a thing and say that Nintendo has no reason to be so angry about most of the fan projects that happen. The fan ports and fan remakes of games are great, but something about them just reeks of, hey, this is a fan-made thing. It's not perfect. 2 guys made it. 2 of them. 2 whole men. They came together and made a Mario fan game, and it upsets me how angry they get, because if Nintendo decided to remake whatever game they're remaking at the time, they could do such a better job. Like, they could do... The Nintendo dev team with Nintendo money could do infinitely better than 4 or 5 or even 10 heartfelt fans who put their soul into it. And I don't know, I like fan games a lot, but like...
I love fan games.
Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like they get way too unjustifiably defensive in a legal sense over things that they really shouldn't. And that's just the end for me. What were you saying?
No, I'm just like 100% agreeing with you on that. It's just like, yeah, to them it's just like we aren't profiting off of this fan project, but then they realize, neither are the people who are making the fan project. It's just, just some little fun bullshit that they're just making on the side just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
But Nintendo would snipe down a freaking Newgrounds maker if they saw that it was getting anything like 5,000 views or whatever. It's like, no, that could be our money. You know,
that could be our 5,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah,
that
so
nickel of AdSense could be mine.
Pretty much, honestly.
Oh boy! All right, so more topics. I think we got time to hit one more. If we hit it effectively.
If we slap it in. What do we got? What do we got?
What are you thinking? Oh, Elite Dangerous is topical. We'll talk about Elite Dangerous because that's right here on the list.
Hey kids, listen, it's me, it's Salty Rat. I play a lot of Elite Dangerous. If you want to play some Elite Dangerous, we got that. Check this out. Space, it's fucking huge. It's gigantic.
Big space.
Big, huge space. Elite Dangerous got all of it. Milky Way, we got that. Barnard's Spot, Coalsack Nebula, we got that. Back pocket. Third aisle on the left. Listen, we've been playing it for a little bit. Elite Dangerous is fun. Trust me, I'm a rat. Elite Dangerous is near and dear to me. I absolutely adore the game. And it's not as big as some other space games. As far as popularity goes, I could go ahead and make a very vague motion over to EVE Online with its 10,000 player base consistently, and it making the news all the goddamn time. Elite Dangerous just feels like the space game, right? And I enjoy being a criminal. I enjoy piracy and doing all this nonsense and warping to distant stars and crashing my Mamba for the 3rd time this week. And my good friend Strigan yelling at me because I really should not be flying the Mamba. Hey, I'm getting a little bit off topic. Elite Dangerous is neat, and we're looking at the new. We got an expansion coming out soon. It's going to give us space legs.
I'm sorry, space legs? What, are you going to be swimming in space now?
No, I mean, well, maybe. We've done some weird stuff in Elite Dangerous so far. But the new game, the new expansion, which is hello brain, please work for me. The new expansion is the I'm shaking my head. Odyssey is coming out, which is going to allow us to get out of our ship into our own hands and explore stations.
Those big meaty rat hands.
You can go and you'll be able to go and see my big meaty rat hands, and I'm very excited about that.
So they're pulling a No Man's Sky on this.
Yes and no. So one of the things that Elite has been very good at is that the whatever the expansion is, the base game is going to be very not affected by the expansion. It's not as heavily affected by the expansion as say like an MMO expansion, where it changes the entire story and adds more things to it, and then you're locked out of a lot of stuff. Like a good example would be a good example would be Horizons, which is now free with the game. Just allows you to do whatever on planets, in rovers and stuff like that, and unlocks a few new missions. But you can just do whatever you want. You do not have to do anything different, and you can still enjoy the game entirely. However, right, in big quotation marks, Odyssey, I think, is going to be a gigantic expansion as far as like what's going to be added. So we'll have to see. At the end of the day, we're going to have to see how things go.
All right, sounds exciting.
Yeah. I feel like that was a pretty good rundown.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you. How like accessible is this game to new people, like touching it for the first time?
The tutorials aren't. I can tell you that. Oh boy, do I want to bitch about these tutorials.
The tutorials in Elite Dangerous are okay. So there's a tutorial, right? A big fat tutorial, which is a handful of like scenarios that allow you to go ahead and kind of get the feel for the game. They're bad. They don't teach you anything.
Like, are we talking like EVE Online bad, or like how bad are these tutorials? Because the EVE Online, like I tried that game once, and then the tutorials would just completely said no. Like I did not want to.
All right, let me give you an idea of how bad this tutorial was from the perspective of somebody who had no idea what he was doing going into the game, as most people will. So I start the game, I'm shooting at targets and stuff, and then they put out a moving target before they teach me how to effectively turn the ship.
That's great.
Before they do that, I am being shot at by a moving target.
That's fantastic. I think I like this tutorial. It gives you a very Dark Souls feel to it.
Elite Dangerous is hard. I'm not gonna even pretend that Elite Dangerous is not hard. Especially combat. Right, there's a lot of different things that I can consider like zen and easy. Exploration and trading are just relaxing, in my opinion. Right, you don't have to worry about anything. But as soon as you touch combat, oh boy.
So combat's like how bad? Like what's the price of death? If I die and my ship blows up or whatever, what happens?
Insurance covers 95% of your ship. You cover the remainder.
Ooh. What if you don't have insurance?
Everyone has insurance.
Get insurance.
Oh, okay.
This is Utopia, where we don't have to pay for insurance. I know it's a crazy idea, but
what? No, that's the
a world in which Bernie Sanders rules the galaxy.
Finally.
One day. But
someday, man. But yeah, Elite Dangerous, free game right now on Epic.
Ooh.
I don't know. Is it gonna be when's the end date on the game being free, Rat? Do you know?
It's closer toward the end of the week. It's like November 20, late 20 or something. I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. I have no clue.
I was asking for the viewers' sake, because it's going to be Friday when this episode comes out.
Yeah, so in this case, I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably over. For viewers, I apologize.
Steam sale's still on, though.
Steam sale is on. It's like $7.50 on Steam, and it's $30 normally. Whatever, it's not an expensive game. And if you like sandbox space games, you're going to be fine. Because there's a lot of sandbox in this space.
Can I like I know this is like probably the rudest thing a guest can do. Can I throw one topic into the
Absolutely, you can. Go for it.
Yell about it.
Okay. Have you all seen the new Animaniacs yet?
I have seen the new Animaniacs. Thank you. I've been waiting to talk to somebody about new Animaniacs.
Holy shit. Okay, wait. Salty, have you watched any of it yet?
I've seen bits and pieces. It seems very good. It seems very, very good.
Let me take over. This is now my channel. Hi, welcome to the Andronious channel of Mouse and Rat and Wild and N64 logo. So okay, like the new Animaniacs I call it the new Animaniacs, but like it's the same old
It's
Animaniacs.
the same Animaniacs.
It's amazing how like they've managed to do something that I don't think any other company has done and made a successful, good adaptation or remake to like modern day with still feeling like old school shenanigans. The memery that has been put into that show has been elevated, and it's so good, and it still like gives you that good old slapstick comedy. I still think it would be a fine show for children, but like, oh my god, is it so fucking good. It's so fucking, like, if you guys like, go get your cousin's Hulu account or whatever and go
or
watch
start
it.
a trial. That gives you a month. You can finish the show in a month.
You could. I'm taking my sweet time with it. Like, I've only watched like a few episodes because I want to savor it. So I haven't watched everything yet.
I'm doing like an episode a day and making a bag of popcorn while the intro plays, and it's great. It's amazing.
Yeah. For those of you who haven't watched it yet, don't binge. Like, I think the worst thing you can do is binge it all in one go, because for some fucking reason they decided to release all 13 episodes in one fucking sitting.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but they said, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Yeah, Animaniacs on binge becomes kind of a bad show because it's very repetitive episode to episode. Not repetitive in it's not repetitive in joke, but repetitive in format.
Yeah, you kind of want to give it a little bit of space. You want to like be able to digest it and just kind of have your like little meminess, and then like go on to the next one. So I would say like 1 to 2 episodes per sitting is probably about the healthy way of doing it. But
and before
God,
you get into
good.
a sitting to make sure, am I feeling a little zany today? Absolutely, Animaniacs time. If you're not,
exactly,
kind of steer away and let it simmer for a bit.
And I'm also going to warn you, for the very sensitive out there, this show will mess with you if you are sensitive to certain subjects, depending on certain viewpoints, which may make you already look like an asshole. So if you're already on that side of the boat, oh boy, you're not going to like this show. But if you aren't, oh boy, this show is fucking great.
If you have a problem, with things such as gender neutrality and
if you feel
things
like
of the like coming up, if you're a dickhead, don't watch Animaniacs.
If you feel like the current election may have been rigged, you might not want to watch this particular show.
I think some of my favorite things that have come out of Animaniacs right now is the art. Right, there's been a lot of really tiny bits and pieces and little fan comics and stuff like that. And one of them, I remember, Yakko's reading something. It says something like, "Hey viewers, it seems some of our viewers think that we're trying to push an agenda." And Dot, the next panel is just Dot motioning to Wacko, and it's just like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Yeah, Wacko ain't even got agenda."
And it's such a stupid joke, and I love it.
Oh my god,
it's great that Wacko is just gender neutral and always has been, or not gender neutral, but gender ambiguous.
I'm gonna give you my favorite, like, this is like slight spoiler territory. I don't know if you guys like want me to tell you, but like my favorite bit I've seen on this.
Go ahead. No,
is it like a bit, or is it like a plot?
It's just one part of one bit.
All right, go for it.
And it's so well done, because like, so they're doing a skit where they go on like a show host for Fox News, but the way they spell Fox is F-A-U-X, which is a direct translation to fake news, which I think is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It's so goofy. I love it.
Oh, it's so good.
All these things that we're saying may lead you, a non-Animaniacs viewer, to believe, hey, this is kind of a left-leaning show. It's not. It's so neutral in the fact that it makes fun of everyone. It's a very South Park situation of, hey, no one is quite clear of this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like but it's so good. It's so well done. I'm absolutely like overjoyed with how good the show is. So I highly
like
recommend.
They never stopped making Animaniacs, and this just happens to be the latest season. That's how it feels,
really
honestly.
Does.
But
really
and this series of Animaniacs has really made me notice that your voice can age with you a little bit.
Really?
It's not very noticeable. It's not overly noticeable. But when you think about the fact that these voice actors are 20 slash 25, 30 years older than they were when they last did the role, it's kind of noticeable a little bit. In like, I can't pinpoint what about it. They just sound a tad older. Most of the returning voice cast.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. From what I've heard, I've been fully immersed with nothing like that. I haven't had
it's
a
not
single...
immersion breaking, but you can find it if you're looking for it.
I mean, yeah, if you really try, but like you really have to try. You have to be like one of those people who can analyze sound very like that.
Yeah.
And
it may just be me because I have like a very keen ear for voice acting and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. Rat, I'm sorry. I've been like throwing you out of the combo here.
Yeah, Rat. You want to talk about Animaniacs with us?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I want to watch some Animaniacs later. So
you really should.
To end my aging voice actors comment, it's not noticeable. You don't notice it if you're not looking for it. And with other shows where it's just not even doing a voice, they're just doing their voice, it's noticeable. But like with this show, considering it's all wacky cartoon voices, you couldn't notice.
Yeah, for
the most part.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's a great show. Animaniacs reboot doesn't even feel like I hardly want to classify it as a reboot, and I only do so
really
because
doesn't.
the show does.
Yeah, and they make fun of it too, which is great.
It just feels like they took the writers' room and the voice cast and froze them in ice for 20 to 25 years.
Yeah, it really does. They just they're so good. I again highly recommend. Please go watch it like now.
But yeah, Andro, you are a guest of the show, and you wouldn't know our ending thing here, but we do a thing, and I'll talk about it in a moment. After you go ahead and do a plug. You did one at the top of the show. Do one at the end. Go for it. Hit it up.
Wait, do I? Okay.
Do you have things to talk about?
Sure, if you want. So obviously I'm going to plug this podcast because I'm here. So you keep following them. If you got to this point already, you should be doing that. So please go do that. Keep following my good boy, the Salty Rat, and Voxel64, who fucking made an awesome friggin' clips edit for my channel. Which if I have to plug that, I will. Twitch.tv/Andronious88. So feel free to stop on by at any point if you wish. Then yeah, thank you.
It's on screen right now, right above, right under their title card. Go for it.
Wait, I can't see this. We're in a voice call.
We are in a voice call, but
yeah, but how do I see? Oh, there it is. Aha. Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see it. All right, there it is. Okay,
I sent the layout to you earlier. Got it. Yeah. So yeah, we do an ending thing here, and we're running a bit long on this episode, but I don't mind because it's been a good episode. We're an hour in of a 45-minute typical, but
which we started half an hour after.
Which we started half an hour late, yeah. But we do a thing at the end of each episode that kind of sprung accidentally, but has now become a staple of the show, in my opinion, and I don't think I could keep doing this show without it. And that is an awkward ending. How do you feel about awkward silent endings?
Awkward.